What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Racing Engines, and ProFab Headers and Exhaust. What is going on, everybody? I'm David.
I'm Landon.
Landon's back again. Sterling got to actually work tonight. He got off baseball game and ended up having to go out of town for work. Fun. All the time. It's Monday again. What's going on, Landon?
Nothing much, really.
Not much, really. Winding down the last few weeks of school here. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, other than state testing and all that stuff.
Did you have that today?
No, it's tomorrow and the day after.
Fun. You ready for it?
No.
Why not?
Because it's testing. I don't want to test.
Yeah, but I didn't say you want to. I just asked if you were ready for it.
I'm pretty sure I'm ready for it. It's for math, but I'm pretty sure I'm good for it.
Why is that?
Because I've studied, and studied.
You got to study some more tonight?
Maybe.
Maybe. Why maybe?
Because I'm not sure.
Oh, well. Fun. Well.
What have you been doing?
Well, we last week worked on the race car a little bit. Needed to work on it more, obviously. Wasn't a whole lot really going on last week. Not too much. I don't know. We started working on it, and we thought we had found some stuff and found a way to do something to it, but it still ain't right. I'll go into our weekend at the racetrack a little bit later, but other than that, we spent Saturday at the racetrack, and then Sunday we had a good old family reunion, the Cusack family reunion, and I'm actually the vice president of our family reunion. I don't know how. Well, they asked for help, and I was like, I will help. Well, you're vice president. I was like, okay. Kind of happened last year, so I guess I'm just still vice president. I don't know how long my term runs for.
4 years.
I don't know. Maybe so. Who knows? So went to that. Ate. Buddy Thomas Nichols, he went and picked up his legend car. He borrowed one of my dad's trailers and went and picked up his legend car, a new to him legend car Friday. So we went out to the track Sunday evening after the family reunion there. Let him go test it out some, and I jumped in it for a few laps, and he got him a pretty good piece, I think. It was pretty good, and so we hung out around there, let him test it, and gave him a few little pointers that I know, and he picked up over a second while I was there, so that was pretty good. But then we're back to Monday. How about your weekend? How was it?
My weekend was good. It was just pretty much the same thing, except I didn't go to the race thing.
The test?
The testing.
No.
What'd
you do?
I went to my grandparents' house, my mom, my mima and abuelo.
Mima and abuelos.
Mm-hmm.
What'd y'all do?
Ate and chilled out, talked, and had a good time.
Had a good time. Fun. We're actually at our house recording day. I think so. Kayla's tiptoeing around right now, trying not to make noise. It's quite funny. Since Sterling went in town, I just grabbed the podcast equipment, and I said, well, we'll do it over here tonight. So, fun stuff. Well, anyway, let's get into our weekend at the racetrack. So, It was a very interesting Saturday for us. We left and headed over to Dillon Motor Speedway and got over there and went to take the car out. Got there and got unloaded, got all, everything ready to go. Took the car out. Same identical thing is happening. It's driving me insane. It's driving everybody insane. No lie there's about 20 people gathered around this car. I mean, most of them have been racing late models, some of them legend cars, some of them, just different forms of racing. All of there for 20 plus years each. And nobody can figure this car out, so it's driving us crazy. We've literally changed everything. Rewired the entire car, changed everything, and nothing has an effect on the way it runs. So, but last Tuesday we actually took it over to track. It ran about 40 laps, and all of a sudden started back the same thing. So, who knows? So, since that happened, Mr. Dennis Brown over there owns a few cars, and they had an extra one over there and asked me if we want to run it. And Andy Welch is actually going to be the one his daughter Lizzie's going to run. But before to change seat or anything in it, they're like, hey, jump in it, drive this one. I was like, okay. So we had a pretty good night, though. It wasn't bad for us. Jumped up. I started in the back of the pack because we thought we changed something on my car, and I started a heat race with it, and it didn't work. So come in, in the heat race, and I said, all right, let's just get 21 ready. I'm starting back with it. And so started in the back, and about 4 laps into it, I think it was, I was up to 4th place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had a red flag. Some people, Jimmy Alexander and a boy, I don't even know his name or whatever, kind of wheel hopped him and run up the side of his car and hurt the boy's hands or wrist or something. I'm not sure, but I know they were easing him out the car, trying to get him out of there because his hands was messed up and hurting or something. So must have got him caught in the wheel as he was going by. That ain't good. So started back 4th, and when we started back, I was on Dennis's bumper. He was 2nd. By the time we took the restart, coming out of 2, I kind of just followed, pushed both, a little bit of both, all the way around. 1 and 2. By the time we got out of 2, I was on the outside of Connor Lee, trying to go for 2nd, but I couldn't quite make it 2nd, so I fell in 3rd, and we ran 3rd for about 15 laps or so.
Mhm.
So that was, lap 20 or so, and then by that time, car got super tight, super tight. I mean, just like I could not keep it on the bottom of the center corner. I could not rotate the corner at all, and I actually ended up falling back to 5th. So, but that is actually it's actually the first race in a legend car that I ever ran the entire race. We finished last week at Florence, but that was because it started raining.
Yeah.
So that is actually the first one that I've finished the entire race.
And you got to the checkered flag.
Yeah, thank God. I was ready to. So what did you think about today? Tell us about your experience out there.
Oh, well, it was kind of iffy type stuff.
Iffy?
Yeah, iffy. Because I got soaked.
Well, it did start pouring down rain right after our second round of practice.
Yeah. And my back soaked.
We dried you off.
I got dried off, yeah. It was cold. Freezing.
It's better than being hot, 'cause it was kind of hot out there.
It was hot, and then the rain came down, then the rain made it cold, and then it got hot.
Got muggy, humid.
humid. And then I got on top of
That was Connor Lee's trailer.
yeah, and he let me go up there to watch Dad race. So
What'd you think about it?
I liked it, and I liked how you passed the cars. I just flew right by them.
It ran good for first 5 laps or so, and then it started getting tight and just got worse and worse. But it was a lot of fun, actually.
I think you would have won if it wasn't for the tightness.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's part of racing, though.
Yeah.
That's part of it. You try to set your car. You got to set your car to make it the whole race, to handle good the whole race.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of it, which we didn't get much of a setup in at all. All we did was kind of set air pressure, and we adjusted a minimal amount just to kind of try to make something happen. We didn't, go in and change the springs or anything. And I know Andy told me he took springs and stuff off of it, and he's putting their springs under it and what it had under it. I said, yep, I understand why that got tight. So it happens. That's part of it. But no, I appreciate them a whole lot for letting me run that car, let me race. Really do appreciate that. We had fun out there regardless. Kind of aggravated about our car still and just not really knowing what's going on with it. So, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into this week's edition of Hot Laps.
This is Hot Laps, presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another edition of Hot Laps, like you heard there, presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got another twofer on here. We got John Strange and Ken Langford. How's it going, guys?
Good. How about you?
Going good. Another day in paradise. Another Monday.
That's right.
It's like a guy down here on the radio says all the time. It takes Mondays to make Fridays. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
That's right. That's the first step in getting to Friday.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, as everybody knows, we like to get on here and on Hot Laps and meet all the people that make the racing world go around from the background here at SRI and Stock Car Steel. Today we got a couple guys from SRI Performance. First of all, let's let them introduce themselves and let them tell us what they do at SRI. So, Ken, you go first.
All right. Kenneth Langford. I work with the used parts here at SRI, which I sell new parts too, but my main job is used parts. I worked with Cup teams for 30 years. I was a mechanic, shop foreman, and started out with Kawicki years ago. And several teams, Junior Johnson, Travis Carter, saying names here. A lot of people don't even know who they are.
No,
but,
yeah,
I've worked with these parts for years, so it's kind of a good fit for me because guys are calling in here looking for parts, and I'm probably going to be kind of familiar with what they're looking for, and maybe a lot of times they're not really knowing what they're wanting. So, because we deal with a lot with the vintage racers and things like that, where guys aren't maybe as knowledgeable about what they're doing, and our goal is to help those guys, not just sell parts, but we provide a service too.
And y'all do a great job at it because I've seen I've been back there in those and checked out the used parts warehouse, and that is a sight to see for me. But John, let's go to you. What is your position there at SRI?
Well, I basically do the same thing with Kenneth here at SRI. Used parts, sell a lot of new parts as well, but my background is similar. But I was never a mechanic. I basically have been a parts guy my whole career in racing. And I got my start back when Evernham, had the Dodge still going. And back when Bill Elliot was driving for him. And I mean, my first month there, he won the Brickyard 400, or he won Pocono the week before, and he won the Brickyard 400. And I was like, dang, this is easy right here. And little did I know that it was a whole lot harder than that. But anyways, got my start back then, and almost 20 years later, here I am at SRI, and it's been a real good fit for us. But just kind of go along with what Ken has said, we sell parts to a lot of these NASCAR teams that trying to fit a budget for themselves, and we do a lot with the vintage racers as well. Guys that are just going out there, and they're super competitive, but they just going out there having a good time, running for basically a trophy and not really money. They're just out there having fun, and that's a lot of fun too. So, but that's kind of the background. Kind of a little bit about what we do here at SRI.
Good deal. And yeah, you talk about the vintage stuff. I've seen down here where I'm at, down here in Florence, South Carolina, the Bell and Bell Vintage Tour down here. Them guys, you see the cars come in and realize that, there's a lot of old pieces on there, but there's a lot of updated, I guess we'll say, pieces. But you can tell they come off something used. And I would bet that's where they're going for stuff like that, is to find stuff from like you guys.
Yeah, it is. There's not too many people that do what we do. There's a couple other places that sell used parts, but I don't think they have the background in it that me and Jon have, and can help you with everything, pretty much anything on a car, from the engine to the rear end to even the tires. So we pretty much cover the spectrum on it.
Yeah, y'all really do. And like I said, it is that is the used parts there to me was when I went and toured SRI the first time. Man, that was I don't know. I guess I worked in a junkyard for years, and I know this is nowhere close to junk. So do not even relate that, anybody listening out there. Do not relate that to these parts by no means. But I worked in a junkyard for years, so I loved used parts. That's just what I loved.
It's a big boy's candy store is what it is.
That's exactly right. And I've seen guys come in there and talk about, or I've heard guys talk about how they go in there and they're sitting there looking at a part, and it's like, how can I make that work on my car? And then they figure out a whole idea how to make it work on their car. And, as everybody knows, NASCAR especially since they went to the new car this year, there was a lot of used parts come off of there, but there was a lot of stuff that I know y'all have like even carbon fiber work back there that people can make use on about anything. Is that about right, Jon?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, some of the crazy stuff we even see guys do here. It's just funny what you see them do. And again, I mean, we got a lot of hot rod guys come in here. 4 9-inch gear assemblies is a real big thing that we deal with, and even transmissions from the Cup guys, where the next gen car doesn't run those transmissions or the 4 9-inch anymore. But we've been able to find some really great markets to sell that stuff to, and provide a service for those guys as well. So it's worked out pretty good. But those are a couple of things that the NASCAR guys don't use anymore on the Cup side, and we've been able to move it anyways with some of these other groups out there.
That's right. That's how you make it work. Well, what's also cool about there is things that any team need. And I've seen you guys selling like used pit boxes and stuff like that. Ken, tell us a little bit about what all y'all carry. I know it's a little bit of everything, but kind of give us a little rundown of like the big main stuff y'all carry.
Yeah, I mean, besides just the parts for the cars, I mean, we sell a lot of tools, equipment, whether it be a brake or a shear or band saws. I mean, just any kind of tools that we have. We even cabinets, the Lista type cabinets. We have a big selection of those right now. With tabletops and even work tables. I mean, anything for your shop, we pretty much have it, or we have had it. And I tell people all the time, if you think well, that's all right. They probably don't have that. This what I need. Call us. There's a good chance we do, or we know where we can get it. And even trailers, transporters. We've sold several transporters this spring for race teams, and I'm talking the big tractor trailer type transporters. So we're getting more and more into those type items because there's a need for it, and it's a good fit for us to venture out a little more to other avenues in this racing world.
That's for sure, and that's just like the last week at Darlington. Actually, I was sitting at the track with Eric over there, and we were just talking about some different stuff. He was showing me through the trailer what they had there at the trailer, and I asked him. I said, I didn't know if they did. I said, do y'all carry any like radio equipment? He said, well, I don't have much. He said, but every now and then we get some stuff in used, and for the I guess you call hobbyist, almost like me. I run a little legend car every once in a while, and I was just looking for some the car harness and stuff and he called one of you guys. I'm not even sure who it was, but it was like, let me look, we'll find out. And but that's the kind of stuff that us guys are looking for on the small end, and that y'all especially carry.
Yeah, that's right. And like I say, call us. Me or John, either one. We're glad to help, and there's a good chance that we have it. And if we don't have it right available at that moment, we got a lot of contacts where we can locate things.
For sure. Well, John, I got a question for you before we get off here.
Okay.
I love all these old parts, or not even old parts, these used parts, or as like some people call them, newsed parts. But what was it like working with Bill Elliot?
Well, he retired just a little bit, probably 2 years after I started working there, he retired, which Kenneth and I actually see him at the racetrack still because he runs some vintage cars. We just saw him a few weeks ago at Road Atlanta, as a matter of fact. But Bill, he wasn't one of those guys that is a little different than the guys, I guess, today. He's had to work on, the stuff, and some of them do today, but some of them don't. But, he's just an old school guy out there. And of course, now he's still out there laying the hammer, on them road courses that he runs.
That's right.
He's still fast today. He's still, don't let age fool you. He's still pretty fast.
I believe that.
Am I able to kind of mention, how we go about getting some of this stuff? Because it might open the listeners' eyes to, maybe an opportunity for them to move some of the stuff that they have.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, so basically we have two different avenues to get items that we sell through here. One is that we just will come and buy things just outright, like big lots of stuff, like a big lot purchase. And we bring those items back here, and get them cleaned up, whatever needs to happen, and we put them out to sell. And we're open to do that. Doesn't have to be just the NASCAR items. It can be pretty much anybody selling a shop, wanting us to come take a look, and we can move it on out of there for them. The second way is consignment. If somebody doesn't want like a big fat check right quick, we'll consign it for them, and it's a kind of a longer term deal, but it's a great option for a lot of people out there that might need to just clear out an area, need space for something else, and want to turn something into a little bit of money. And so those are kind of the options that we do, and it ends up being good for both parties involved.
That's right. Well, good deal. Well, Kenneth, I want to ask you kind of the same question, but working back with the one-man band almost, Alan Kawicki. Man, how was that?
Well, Alan was, like I said, he was a one-man show, and he had his thumb on every bit of that race car. I was young then. I was a diesel mechanic at that time, and started helping him part-time, which I had worked on race cars, but not at that level. But, I worked for him for 2 years, just part-time. I worked second shift as a diesel mechanic, and I'd go to his shop during the day until I had to go to my paying job. And work with him. Didn't went to the racetrack every weekend with him, but it was a challenge. I'll put it that way. Alan was a good guy. I'm not going to talk bad about him because he was a heck of a driver, and Lord knows what he would have become if he hadn't left us like he did. But it was trying. But I tell people that it kind of made me the mechanic that I was later because of the what he held you to. I mean, he was a tough one, but he was a good guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that that man could drive back in his day for sure.
Oh yeah. He knew how to do it. He could tell you things about that race car while he was out there driving it. It always amazed me. I mean, that was back when when we run bias tires, and he would tell you what tire, take set 3, put the left front and set 4, and he'd tell you what the stagger would be. And it just blew my mind while he was out there on the track. He'd be telling you this.
Wow.
But he knew how to do the stuff.
That is crazy. Well, I know the best way to get in touch with you guys is call SRI, but is there a direct line for y'all, or where can everybody find all the used parts inventory?
Well, we both have cell phones. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of us. Or you can call and they'll hook you up with us, either one. But I mean, we can give you our cell numbers right here if you care to have them.
Sure.
My cell is 704-241-5058. Yep, and mine's 704-500-7441. That's pretty much the easiest way to get a hold of us. And as far as being online or anything like that, it changes so fast and so quickly. We don't put a lot of it online. We put some of the bigger ticket items online. But most of the other stuff, it changes so quick that we don't put much of it on there.
I hear you there. All right, everybody. Well, if you are in the market for parts just for your car in general, or anything like these guys said, like we said, pit boxes, every once in a while trailers, anything like that, go stop by SRI, and regardless if you were there for it or not, get them to show you some of them used parts, because it is amazing all the stuff you got back there. And before you leave, you'll find something in there that you need, I promise. And because there's just so much, and you'll find something you didn't even know that you needed. Father's Day's
coming up. Y'all, your mama's come by your husband's Father's Day present here.
There you go.
We probably got it.
I'll make sure my wife hears that part there.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, this has been fun, and I sure appreciate y'all coming on and hanging out with us today. And can't wait to get up there and see you guys again.
All right, buddy. All right, David. Pleasure's ours.
All right, guys. Well, this has been this week's edition of Hot Laps. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate Jon and Ken coming on, hanging out with us today, telling us all about those used parts at SRI Performance. And while we're talking about SRI Performance, ladies and gentlemen, I want to, give them a little shout out, as always, to SRI Performance. Because just like they just talked about with the used parts, they got plenty of used parts. They also got everything else. And when I say everything, I mean
everything.
Everything. All the things.
All the things.
All the things for a race car. So, ladies and gentlemen, head over to SRI Performance. Go get yourself whatever race car parts you need. Just as I said in Hot Laps there, just go look around. You'll find something you didn't know you needed that you need. Because that's what they do. They got everything. They're the race car super center. Sounds good. Anyway.
The race car super center.
Yeah, it sounds good.
That sounds good. I should rename it.
SRI, the race car super center. But no, that's awesome over there. All the things that they can help you out with. It is ridiculous amount of the stuff they have there, And that's the thing is, it's not just even your race car. You can, as I said, there used to be a, just everything. They got, abrasives, even fasteners. I mean, whatever you need with what used to be the SRI supply side. Now in with SRI Performance, it's all under one roof. They have everything you will ever need, and not just to put a race car together, but your shop for on-road cars. You need fasteners, you need abrasives, you need all the chemicals, all the sprays, all the aerosol. Whatever you need it. I mean, and they can get it, or they got it most likely. So head over to sriperformance.com, load your card up with whatever you need, put in promo code CBONE, TNSC is in
Chicken.
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. And we'll appreciate you for it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, same deal over with stock car steel and aluminum, ladies and gentlemen, not just for race cars, but in saying that, they have every piece of material you will ever need to build a race car. So head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get yourself whatever materials you need for whatever project you got going on. I don't care, as Sterling said 1,000 times on here. If you're building deer stands, head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They can hook you up whatever you need to build it. Be some of the nicest deer stands you ever seen in your life. Or if you're building that top-notch race car, you need their Pro Molly tubing. You go check them out. Tell them we sent you, and we'll appreciate it. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. But while we're on the while we're on the topic of SRI Performance, let's go to the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone now, AJ Albreada. What is going on, my man?
Not much. What's going up with you guys?
Another day in paradise.
I feel that.
AJ, first of all, I want to more or less let you introduce yourself here. Let everybody know, who you are, where you're from, and obviously you're one of our Team SRI Motorsports guys, and let them know what you're driving.
So I'm AJ Albreada. I'm from Torrington, Connecticut, 19 years old, and I'm the driver of the DM Hawk Enterprises number 22 go-kart.
Nice.
I race the Northeast, like at Lebanon Valley Speedway, Kroger Creek, Dodge City. Looking to travel some more this year, so getting excited for that.
Well, you need to come on down south here. Travel down here and hit some of these big shows up down this way.
I was definitely thinking about it over the off season, and I'm just trying to fit in the schedule of maybe taking a trip down south during the later end of the season. Depends on finance, all that sort of stuff.
There you go. You can come hit up maybe what is it? Henry Morey's place down here, Paradise Raceway. They have some big shows over there.
Yeah, I've also wanted to hit Millbridge. Millbridge looks like so much fun, and I've seen some of my friends race there too, and I'm like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah, Millbridge, pretty cool track. To me, that's like the perfect little track for. Not only it's a nice track for go-karts, it's a good track for the midgets and all the other everything else they run there is actually a pretty good track. And they've just started running legend cars there also. So
really,
yeah. So it's pretty cool. The only thing different with Millbridge is that wall there for a go-kart. That's a little different from most of my go-kart experience. I didn't like it too many walls right there on the track.
Yeah, I'm used to the tires up here. We usually got either tires or hay bales.
Yeah, that's how ours was. If there was a fence, we had tires or hay bales. We didn't have a concrete wall, except for Daytona. When I ran Daytona years ago, we had a concrete wall there in the stadium. So that was,
really?
Oh yeah.
What's running there?
What's that?
What's that like running there?
Well, this was the old track at Daytona when I ran go-karts down there years ago. And the old track was around the football field. It was on like the running track.
Really?
Yeah, and they brought in, it was basically crushed seashells and limestone, and the track was completely white. I mean, white. And
Wow.
when you got out on it, it can turn completely black where the groove was. I mean, it was like just a ridiculous contrast. And it was very interesting. It was always this was back in my day of racing go-karts when the tire game, it was still a tire game, but it wasn't prepping tires like y'all do now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we just, it was, I mean, we might have some tire prep, but it wasn't the crazy amounts and the crazy amount of work y'all do on them now. It was wild though. It was different. We had never run Firestone tires in our lives. And all of a sudden, we get down there one year, and there's few guys running Firestone tires, and it was a week long of racing. And the guys on Firestones were killing everybody. So fortunately, I was hooked up with a parts dealer back here in South Carolina, and we called him, and he was able to get us some Firestones, and he overnighted them to us. And we went out there and we ran good. We ran top 5 at Daytona down there in the Nationals. That was back when
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it was huge because back then that was early 2000s. I remember one junior stock class I entered then. There was 140 go-karts tried to qualify for that one class. So it was pretty.
Yep.
We did pretty good in it, but that's plenty about me, man. We get talking with about anything, but that's plenty about me. What kind of chassis you running, man?
So I run a 2014 Millennium Impulse.
Nice.
And then my backup cart is actually a 2003 Titan T3.
Oh, wow. I remember the Titans.
And that's got the jack and bolts on the front and no gears. Honestly, it's been a very good chassis. We had a couple really good runs with it last year.
I've actually still got I think it's I can't remember if it's 99 or 2000 Banshee sitting in the shop.
Really?
Yeah, love it. It was one of the best go-karts ever built, in my opinion. I was telling somebody that yesterday, actually. I was like, that's one of the best go-karts ever built. I think I could still go out and run with it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about those Banshees, and honestly, I'm kind of new to this whole go-kart thing. I got my start in racing when I was young. My father sponsored a big block modified driver up here in the Northeast, Andy Bicchetti.
Yeah.
And from there, I just grew up in the race shop and that sort of stuff, and I've always wanted to race myself. And my brother ended up racing when he was around my age now at 18, 19 years old, and I kind of figured, hey, it's time for me to do it. I've been around it my whole life. I work on the big blocks every weekend at Lebanon Valley at the big track. And so I was like, you know what? I think it's time that I try to get behind the wheel of something. And from there, the driver I actually work for now, Brandon Lane, he gave me that Titan chassis that he ran back in the early 2000s. I want to say probably like 2001 to like 2007 or something like that. Okay. And from there, he gave me that chassis. It was everything minus an engine, and I bought some new parts for it, got an engine, got a little bit of sponsor help, and it's been like a snowball effect ever since then.
Awesome, man. That is awesome. So tell us a little about your, since you got on the, when did you actually, when was that did you actually got on the go-kart?
So actually, that was last season, and
okay.
Funny enough, it's a year ago today was my first race in a go-kart since I was, I think, like 11 or 12 years old. We did it a couple times. We bought a go-kart for like $500 for a junior one rookie up here with a flathead engine.
I got you.
And I think I ran like 3 races, and then we got too old for the class, and so we were gonna end up wanting to buy another engine. And I was still very young at this time, and we ended up selling the go-kart because we were just doing it for some fun. And then it just kind of went low, off the radar of myself racing until I got that kart last year. And from there, like I said, it just snowballed effect. Like I showed up last season with this old chassis on an open trailer, and and now we've got a nice enclosed trailer with 2 karts and 10 sets of tires and all sorts of different stuff that honestly I wouldn't have been able to get to where I'm at without all my marketing partners and that sort of thing.
For sure, man. For sure, it takes a lot nowadays. And I don't care what form of racing it is, but go-karts especially with the tire game, as we were talking before the show, it was Tire game is crazy now.
Oh, that
on a go kart. I got some buddies down here that still run. Like I said, I raced for a long time in go karts, and I got some buddies still running. They tell me all the how much they're working on tires. And I'm like, dude, you are dedicated. Is all I can tell you with the tire game and go karts now.
Oh, exactly. Like we are. I actually have to pull out all my tires tomorrow out of my trailer and kind of go through everything. Surprisingly enough, I won on Friday with one set of tires. I pulled out one set, ran hot laps, heat race, and feature on that one set.
That's a good night.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying, because it surprised me, because during the week last week, like I looked like a mad scientist out there. My mom comes out and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I've got like 10 sets of tires, and I'm like putting different preps and different combinations into like different ones, and she thinks I'm crazy sometimes.
I think all racers are crazy, so you know. Oh, but you just touched on it there, man. You were able to pick up a win there. We set this up last week, and then all of a sudden I looked Saturday morning, and Friday you had picked up a win, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was huge. And you know, as I touched on earlier with my brother racing slingshots back in the early 2010s, he won at this track, and from the guy that my father used to sponsor, he won at the big track right next door with the big block. So it was really special to pick up a win at a track where everybody that I've known has won at before. So it was definitely special, to say the least. And it was the same thing with my first win last season. Last race of the year at Kawicki Creek, I won at that track, and it was the same sort of situation. My brother only won one slingshot race there, and so that was very special. And he was actually there for that too, so that made it even more special.
Well, good deal, man. Well, tell us a little bit about tonight. How did you just said you won on one set of tires, but tell us how you, from time you unloaded, practice, qualify everything. How'd it go?
So we unloaded, and it's kind of funny. They overwatered the track like crazy. So all of us were kind of looking at each other, and our hot laps got delayed by like 45 minutes before we even hit the track. And we went out, and the track was super heavy, and I had on a set of tires that I used a little bit of aggressive outside for. And those of you who don't know what that sort of thing is, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a very aggressive tire prep used in tires. But we went out, we were fast right out of the gate, and I was actually kind of shocked on how good we were. And I came off the track, and a very good friend of mine, Eddie Sickles, walked up to me, and he put a durometer to my tires and basically told me to go down a couple more points on the durometer scale and send it back out and don't change anything. And that's exactly what we did. We put a couple more rounds of prep into our tires, went out for our heat race, and by the time we entered turn one, we were leading, and we started second, so on the top. And sometimes that's hard to do in a go-kart, especially when it's one lane around the bottom.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that was definitely cool that we were able to get to the lead right off the bat there, and we really never looked back in our heat race. We won by a straightaway, and in the feature, same sort of thing. We started on the pole, and we led every lap.
Nice.
That was really good to come off, especially after last weekend blowing up a motor while leading at another racetrack. We come back and win. That was a big confidence booster.
Yeah, it's got to be, man. Those are tough ones. I remember one night, I don't know what it is about this one. I've blown on heavy motors, but I remember one night myself that it didn't blow up, but I was leading, and I had a straightaway and a half on the field. And coming to the white flag, I broke a lifter in the motors, old flathead motors, broke a lifter. And I thought I was going to try to if I could try to make it back around, but it wouldn't do it. I had to, it stopped. And those are disheartening, but it's awesome to come back the week after something like that happens and then pick up a win, pick right up where you left off. And that's pretty cool, man.
100%. And that was really big for us. So like I said, we were leading for, I want to say, like the first 5 to 7 laps, and it went away. It blew up pretty quickly. But it was just so disheartening because we were so good. It was the same sort of situation where we were leading our heat race and won the heat race by a straightaway, and the same sort of situation where it's you go out and you're like, all right, we got a really good shot at winning this, and then all of a sudden you don't have a good shot at winning this.
Yeah. Why is that always? It's like those motors. And I always swore this every time I was in a go-kart. The motors run great. I mean, like the best they ever run right before they blow.
Oh, 100%. And I the amount of times that I heard that the next day from all my friends, they're like, yeah, well, it runs the best right before it blows up. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. I always got scared when we started running too good. It was just like, all right, what's going to happen?
Yeah. I never even thought of anything like that happening. I was just like, all right, like we're really good today. And for whatever reason, we hit on something with this Millennium wherever we go, we are fast right out of the gate. Like I said, now it's just a matter of keeping a little bit of luck on our side and keeping this ball rolling here.
There you go. That's what it takes, man. You just got to same thing you did the week before and same thing you did this past week, and just keep on doing the same thing, and it'll keep on coming. But you are a pretty new member of our team, SRI Motorsports. Tell us a little bit about how that all came about. I know you met Randy Keene up there and got that ball rolling too.
Yeah, so Randy's, I knew him through the big block stuff, and I actually worked for Velocity USA, the fire suit company, and we went down to Bristol for the Dirt Nationals, and when we went down to Bristol, I saw Randy there. We got talking, and he started telling me about the whole MPI sort of thing, and when he was telling me about the whole MPI thing with the big block modified drivers, I was like, hey, what would you think about doing something for go-karts? And he was like, wow, that's a great idea. I never would have thought of that. And there he talked to Max about the whole thing, and he got back to me, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks later, and he's like, yeah, like this whole thing went through, and I'll bring you a wheel soon. So I'm super excited to be a part of the whole SRI family and the MPI family and all that sort of stuff. They're all great people, and like I said, I mean, to have my name be associated with Max Pappas and SRI and stuff like that, and I'm just a small town go-kart driver, that's pretty special, for lack of better words.
Oh yeah, I mean you're right. So you got your you got a new MPI wheel on that bad boy now?
Yes, sir. That was only my second race out with that MPI wheel, so that was really, really cool to win. And just literally a week before that, Randy was like, hey, here's your wheel.
Well, and I actually had this discussion. It's really funny because I have these discussions often, it seems like. But I was talking about this with a guy yesterday. We were talking about steering wheels on a race car in general. But it's crazy to me how much a steering wheel makes a difference to me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I never thought that it would make that big of a difference. I was like, oh, it's just a steering wheel. And then I bolted on that MPI wheel, and when I went out of Karoga with it, I was like, wow, this is like insane. Like same thing that you just said. Like I was like, wow, this is weird how much more comfortable this thing is. And that's not even me saying that because that's a sponsor. Like that's just me being straight up. Like that wheel is so comfortable, and the gloves too. They're like pillows on your hands.
Yeah, that a good wheel with a great set of gloves is a awesome combination for sure.
Oh, that.
Well, that is awesome, man. Well, what's your schedule looking like coming up?
So Friday night we are going to run Lebanon Valley. I think we're going to run there for points this season. So hopefully we could go back to back and pick up a second win. That'd be absolutely insane. Then I'm thinking about pulling double duty and racing on Saturday as well.
Nice.
At Brook Creek, but that all depends on if I get an engine back in time and that sort of stuff. With racing comes parts failures and that sort of stuff, and so hopefully we'll have our main engine back in time and be able to strap that on so we can go race double duty this weekend.
There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, let everybody know who all helps you out on that ride there.
So I got to thank all of my guys, honestly. DM Hawk Enterprises, Innovative Lawn and Landscaping, Third Shot Mafia. I'm having a brain fart right now. Wow. MPI, SRI, Rob Albreada Snap-on Tools, TJ Hughes, William Sass. I'm forgetting so many right now. I know it. they're all gonna mess with me. Luke Pepper Creative, Dylan Smith Motorsports, Max McLaughlin Racing. There's so many of them I can't even think. Let me go look at the list.
There you go. There you
There's
go.
I've been fortunate enough to have a very good following with sponsors and that sort of stuff that they also help. They've all stepped up for me over the past 2 seasons. We've got Brandon Lane, Velocity USA, and Eric Edwards with Litchfield Packaging Machinery, Harshman Racing Engines, Larkin LTD Enterprises, 7-7 Plates. Everybody that pitches in to help me out. I truly appreciate all of it, because without them I wouldn't be where I am now.
That's for sure, man. I know that feeling. I know exactly what you mean. Well, that is awesome, man. Well, AJ, man, I sure appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for a little while this week. And man, best of luck going into the weekend, and maybe pick you up 2 more.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep this ball rolling and pick off a couple more wins this season.
For sure, buddy. For sure. Well, good deal, man. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. And like we said, welcome to the SRI Motorsports family. And
thank you.
And can't wait to have you back on and talk about some more wins, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. AJ Albreada. Congratulations to him again on picking up a win on Friday night on the go-kart there on his Millennium. Appreciate him coming on, hanging out with us for sure. Like you just said, SRI Motorsports all the way. Get them MPM wheels. I need to get me an MPM wheel. I told Randy the other day I needed one. Them things are sweet looking. I like them. Don't you think I need one?
I think you need one.
I do need one. I need some gloves too. MPI gloves. I'll go pick y'all up some from SRI Performance. Appreciate them coming on for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right back here on the phone. Y'all hear every week on this show how we tell y'all to go check out Ford Bite Apparel. And speaking of, we got Mr. Coltrane Vanderheiden coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is coming off a weekend of non-stop racing there. Cole, what's going on with you, man?
Just pretty tired from the 3-day weekend. It's the second time this season already. So it's going to be a fun month of May, but a long month of May.
That's cool though, man. That's times you'll look back as like, man, it's tiring, but man, it's a lot of fun. But man, you stepped up to the 305s this year, and you already putting down some results. It's good to see, man.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm getting used to it, but A features where I need to start I'm starting to do way better in the heat races now. It's only like 6 or 7 times in the car, so I just need to. I'm still focusing on the heat races, but the A features is what's next.
I hear you there. I imagine moving up from the micro sprints. I know everything's obviously bigger and, you know, all this stuff, but what's your main thing you can say you pick up that you will say is just totally different from the micro sprint?
Oh, just the power that you feel right when you step on the gas, and the difference in the gas pedal, like not in the micro sprint, your feet are out in the front of the car, and in the sprint car, your feet are straight down. So it's a little different. You got to get used to it, but yeah, definitely mostly just the power.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing because obviously around here in South Carolina, we don't get many sprint cars around here very often. So when we see them, they're pretty cool to us, and you know, that's y'all's thing out there. And so, well, the first time I went in one, they let me sit it, and I was like, my feet are straight down. How's this work? I felt like I was sitting in a chair, and I mean, it was different. And how big was that? How big of an adjustment was that for you?
It wasn't too hard of an adjustment. I'm still getting to be able to ride the brakes. My brake foot won't like the nerves are still getting used to it and pushing it if I need to ride the brakes to the turn. But I really like how the gas pedal's at the bottom of my butt, so I like it better than the micro.
Okay, sweet. That's cool. Well, man, you've had like you said, a few weekends there, or a couple weekends there of a full weekend. So and it looks like almost every race is like you're progressively getting better and better. Um, so just give us your whole take of last weekend, this weekend of kind of what's went on and how you feel like you've progressed through it.
Well, the first night in the car 2 weeks ago, I ran the heat race. I think I stayed where I started in the heat, and then I went to the B feature, got like ended towards the back in that, and then the following weekend we did our first 3-day weekend of the season, and we got better every day of that weekend. And then this last weekend, Friday night, we actually got our first heat race win ever in the sprint car. Only like my 5th time in the car, so we're really excited about that. And then we went to Eagle, had a pretty off night, but then we bounced back Sunday yesterday and got our second ever heat race win at Houston Speedway. So that's a big win. And then finished like 13th in the Houston's A. So that's pretty good progression for me, and hopefully we can do better next week.
For sure, man. That's awesome, man. That's cool to see you. And I remember telling Sterling this last year, even when you moved into the sprints the way you were. I told him, I was like, man, I said, it's like you throw him in a car and he picks it up pretty quick. It's like a few races out, all of a sudden he's like, all right, I understand it, I'm going. So I figured it wouldn't take you long to pick up and get you some at least heat wins, like you said there, and now just working on, the whole way through the A main, obviously the little bit longer races. What do you think? What do you think it is that you need to work on there? Is it the line changing you got to follow, or is what you think?
Oh, well, from the micro sprint, you're not really turning the wheel as much unless you're running the top or going crazy. And then to the sprint, it's different to the sprint car, because in the sprint car you're going a lot faster, bigger tracks, and if it's really slick, you either got to go really slow or you got to be up on the wheel. And I'm still getting used to it, and biggest thing, I need to stay aggressive when I get passed from a heat race or the feature. I keep just losing my momentum every time I get passed and getting down on myself. So I need to try to fix that within the next couple of weeks or so. And keeping my line on Eagle was the first hardest track this last weekend, because it was really slick. Still haven't gotten used to running the top yet at Eagle, because the top was near the wall. So we're staying on the bottom for now, unless at Eagle Raceway at least, and hopefully we can get up top and do better in the features sometime soon.
Oh yeah, man, that's coming for sure. And like I said, we're proud of you here, man, because moving up the way you have and already putting up the numbers that you are, it's pretty impressive, honestly. So congratulations on the heat wins for sure. And I feel like there's gonna be some really good finishes in the feature coming up real soon, man. It's pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see for sure. And like I said, we're proud of you, man.
Yep, thanks. Hopefully we can improve every day and every night, every weekend, and get a couple wins by the end of the season.
That'd be awesome, man. And I think it's definitely coming, especially with y'all running these 3-day weekends, man. You get a feel for the car quick, don't you?
Yeah, we already got a lot of racing, not compared to the micro. We had probably have like 20 as of right now last year in the micro, but we're catching up.
I hear you, man. Cool deal. Cool deal. Well, who all you got on the car this year?
Oh, we got the 316 strategy group. That's basically one of our main ones from our. They worked with us for quite a bit. We got Randy Vanderheiden Trucking, Papio Pit Barbecue, Emmett Mobile Detail, H&H Lawn and Landscape. That's one of our new ones. We got BBR Racing Shocks, Chicken Bone Alley, Barrett Clinic, Harris Decals, Forward Bites, and Gina V and Savvy. Those are two big ones that my mom helps support me. And yeah, we got quite a bit of sponsors this year on the car. Thanks to all of them, we got this car rolling.
For sure, man. For sure. And you just mentioned it, Forward Bite there. Let's I want to touch on it a little bit, man. Y'all got a new clean T-shirt design out. I like it, man.
Yeah, we haven't really. It's Forward Bites coming along. Hopefully, we can gain more people trying to buy it throughout this season. If we start getting more popular, more followers, hopefully just Forward Bite and we all grow bigger throughout the season.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, like I said, I like the newer design y'all came out with on the shirt and stuff. That's I don't know. I'm all about the simple look myself. I like it. Like it a lot.
Yeah, I wear that shirt a lot.
I don't blame you. Well, cool, man. Well, good deal, brother. Well, what's coming up next for you?
Oh, we got another 3-day weekend this weekend. Denison on Friday at Crawford County Speedway. Saturday at Eagle Raceway. Sunday at Houston Speedway. Then the following weekend we got a 4-day weekend, 4 races in 5 days. So it's gonna be a big couple weeks, but hopefully we can keep along.
Whew, that's a lot of racing. I like it. That's gonna be nice. Gonna be fun. Well, cool, man. Well, we sure appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you all running Chicken Bone Alley on the car there, and we really appreciate that. You're making us look good there, man.
Yep, thanks.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you run, and you out there working on the car tonight?
No, we're gonna work on it the next few nights. We're just resting tonight.
I don't blame you.
Catching up from a lot this weekend.
I don't blame you at all, man. You need a rest day after all that. Cool deal, man. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on, giving us an update, man. And I feel like we're gonna be talking to you real soon here again, talking about some more wins, buddy.
Yep, hopefully. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate Cole Vanderheiden coming on here and hanging out with us for a little while, making his inaugural season in the Race Saver 305 sprint cars, putting up nice numbers already. So proud of him for sure, and can't wait to see him on track a little more and getting it done for the Forward Bite crew over there. Y'all go check out Forward Bite, get you some nice new apparel for sure. What you think?
I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Well, also things that are pretty nice, ladies and gentlemen, are some Earl Ramey Racing engines. Y'all be sure to head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get yourself some horsepower to go under your hood. Set yourself up with some dyno time after you get that power under your hood. Get you on that chassis dyno. See what all the auxiliary pieces you can use to make it even faster. Because there's plenty of power to be had, and there's plenty of power to get at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Y'all go check Earl out, and everybody over there. Them guys make it happen. Put some nice motors out there of any sort. We always talk about crate motors with Earl because that's a big big deal for him. But also supers, anything you want, modified, whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of motor. Big block modifieds. He builds motors for them. He don't care. This man is just a jack of all engines, we'll call him. He is the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench. So y'all go check out Earl Raymond Racing Engines. Get yourself some time on that chassis dyno. And one thing you can add on to them for sure that will make some power. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
That is some Profab headers. Get some Profab headers. Taught our buddy Andrew over there. Profab headers and exhaust. Man, you will not be disappointed in anything you get. I mean, you see people like Derek and Earl Ramey running these Profab headers. Other drivers like Chris Ferguson, Fergie Time, Profab headers. There's so many drivers out there running Profab headers. Even our buddy Derek Griffith, he runs Profab headers on asphalt. So you know what that just means? It means all y'all obviously need some Profab headers. So go check them out. They are everything you'll ever need in a header and more, because they are quality that wins. So y'all go check them out. Do it.
Do it.
Oh, there was some racing this past weekend. We'll get back into it. The Colossal up there at Charlotte. Chris Smoky Madden, taking home some more big money from the XR series guys. He is really he's doing good with that stuff. If it comes to this year, last year was kind of a Brandon Overton for the big money. This year it seems like it's Chris Madden, which is our South Carolina guy. Chris Madden taking home big money up there at Charlotte, and so I'll tell you, that's some crazy stuff. Crazy.
Real crazy.
Real crazy. This week also, Kurt Busch was able to take home the win there at Kansas in the Cup Series. I think that makes like 11 different drivers already just won this year. So the playoffs are going to be pretty tight for anybody getting in on points, being that there's only 16 that can get in, period. And they keep different drivers winning. They're going to be there might be some drivers with a win that gets knocked out of the playoffs, which would be awesome.
Would be pretty awesome.
Well,
not for them.
Not for them, but it would be pretty awesome just because that means you need to go out and win 2 races. But that really tells me that this new car has leveled the playing field for sure, because a lot more winners right now than there has been in a long time. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. And if you want to make it to NASCAR, or if you got a up-and-coming driver that wants to make it to NASCAR ranks, you're going to need some good marketing help. Get with Tanya at MPM. That is your marketing dream there. McAllister Precision Marketing. Tanya over there can that is the best career advancement you could ever have. She can put your face and your name in front of all the marketing partners that you will need to make it through your career and to move to the next level of your career. So get with Tanya at MPM. Tell her we sent you. And you definitely won't regret it. She knows what she's doing. She knows the people to get you in front of. She knows the places to put you at. So y'all go talk with Tanya. Tell her we sent you. Oh, anyway. What else? What you think?
I think it was pretty good.
Think it's pretty good?
I think it was pretty good.
Did you watch any racing this weekend other than me?
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just wondering if you did.
I watched it on my phone. I forgot what race it was, but it was NASCAR.
Uh-oh. It was probably Kansas this week.
Maybe.
Oh, cool deal, guys. Well, we want to thank all our partners, as always, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Raymond Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, RK Motorsports Consulting, MPM, list goes on and on. Forward Bite, as we talked about with Cole Vanderheiden just a minute ago. Also, Checkered, they are the race hub. Y'all go check them out. Social media for racing. Cool to have a couple young drivers on here again this week, up and coming through the ranks there. And we sure appreciate them coming on, hanging out with us. But y'all please go check them out for sure. Click on our links and on our posts. Check all them out. Follow them. You won't be disappointed. It's cool. You follow a young driver early in their career, and you follow them their whole career, and it's neat to see where they come from and to see where they go. So anyway, I reckon that's about it. What you think?
I think that's about it, too.
I think that's about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we sure appreciate you all coming in, hanging out with us one more time. And I reckon we will be back next week.
Catch you later.